Okay, hello everybody. I'm here in my kitchen. Bo has allowed me to be here because I'm going to make some food for him. And as long as I'm feeding Bo, I'm okay. So I wanted to let you know that everything is going really well. I'm very happy with how things are going in my other channel, but I'm going to use this channel to talk about things that are of importance to me that may not be important to my viewers, and hope to get some other viewers who are interested in these things. So right now I'm going to go and share the link to this live stream in a couple of places so that hopefully I will have an audience. I can now take this other computer into the same space so I can keep talking to you. And let me see if I can, while I'm in my other channel, can I see? Yes, I can see this live stream. And so I'm going to now share it as quickly as possible on Twitter and also on Google Plus and also hopefully on Facebook. Okay, so, and somebody's asking if I have anything planned today. Well, I'm doing a live stream. It's almost time for Bo's lunch, so I am going to make some cranberry sauce for him, and I'll talk to you also about why it is that since I'm now making money on my other channel, I'm here talking to you about things that I couldn't say on my other channel. Because if I did this on my other channel, the people who watch my other channel would be pretty upset with me. They've hired me to do Bo grooming videos. And if I were to do something other than a Bo grooming video, except for once a week, they would be upset. So here we go. I had to sort these cranberries because they were, some of them were not in good condition. They were cranberries that I bought as extras for Thanksgiving. And so I sorted them out and kept only the ones that weren't rotten. And the recipe is very simple. 1 cup of water, 1 cup of sugar. You boil the water. Yes, Bo, I am working for you. I'm working for you. I'm doing my job. I am feeding Bo, and so that's important because if Bo didn't allow me to come out here and do this, oh, I would be in so much trouble. Somebody recently mentioned an old article of mine about who is dominant. Bo shows a lot of deference to me, but he thinks he's dominant. And sometimes I think I'm dominant, but I might not be. So, all right. And one of my, oh, I didn't post it on Facebook yet, so I did now. So one of my fans over on the other channel asked me, why is it Bo's always grooming the same places? Your face, your hands, your feet, your legs. Why doesn't he groom other places? Well, Bo does not groom any place that Google does not approve of. And in fact, I wear clothing. I always wear clothing with Bo, and Bo knows the rule, which is basically a social rule of our society, that you do not go beyond people's clothing without their permission. So those areas that Bo cannot see are those areas that he cannot groom. And surprise, surprise, this also totally agrees with AdSense requirements. So we're in sync with our society and with our sponsors. However, there are things that I want to talk about, such as why it is that employees are not entirely free to speak their mind. The fact of the matter that anytime you have a revenue stream, just as I have a revenue stream now with my other channel on YouTube, there are limitations. They can tell you, listen, if you do this, you're going to lose your revenue. And as a result of that, you might not want to do that. And for those people who only have a single revenue stream, it can be very daunting because their employer can also try to regulate their behavior and their freedom of speech outside the employment situation. So this is the reason, for instance, that originally scientists thought it was a good idea to put together a tenure system so that those people who are engaged in science would not end up knuckling under to whoever paid the bills, whoever was paying them. And they could speak the truth without fearing for their livelihood and their jobs. The problem with the tenure system now, of course, is that the people who are in charge of getting tenure make sure that anybody who is really a free thinker is not likely to get tenure and is not likely to then be able to speak freely. That might be different in mathematics and some of the hard sciences, where it's still very hard to find somebody who is able to actually do the work. But in areas such as the humanities and linguistics and psychology, it's very easy for them to force people to say certain things for fear of losing their jobs. So if you really want to be free, it stands to reason that you want to have more than one revenue stream. You want to serve more than one master. And in fact, you don't want to have a master. You want to be an independent contractor. And under those circumstances, if somebody doesn't like something that you said enough to want to not do business with you anymore, then you can move on to a different revenue stream and make that your own. Under free enterprise, any right that you have is a right you can give up. I mean, I really enjoyed talking to Karen Ann Harlos the other day, and she basically mentioned that same thing. She said that she was going to refrain from endorsing any particular presidential or vice presidential candidate within the Libertarian Party because she wants to serve the party, and she thinks that she has to be nonpartisan if she does that. In other words, nonpartisan for any particular clique within the party so that she can serve the party as a whole. And when you agree to do something like that, yes, Bo, it's almost ready. Zikimat Mukhan. That's my master calling me, and he knows that I've almost gotten everything ready. And it's almost time for lunch, and so I can't continue to talk about it. So if you study the common law, you know that property rights are a bundle of rights and you can sell them. You can sell the mineral rights separately from the right to be on the land, and so on and so forth. Well, I believe that our right to our own bodies and our own selves, and our own right to free speech, and our right to do what we want to with our bodies, with ourselves, with our property, with our work, that's also a bundle of rights. You can sell a little. I can decide that I'm going to go work for such and such company or such and such individual, and I can give up my right to decide what I do during the hours of employment. And that's all very well and good. But there comes a time where if you've given away this right and you've given away that right, or you've sold this right, you've sold that right, you've sold your right to speak, because in a lot of employment contracts, it actually tells you what you're not allowed to talk about once you are employed by this entity. It is entirely possible to sell away your freedom. And so it's not true that under free enterprise, slavery isn't possible. It's not possible to impose yourself on another person and kidnap them and make them your slave. That's against free enterprise. But for a person to gradually sell away each and every right that he has is certainly possible. And I believe that people who are in dire debt, or people who cannot afford not to work for one employer or another, are in fact not free. I mean, and certainly when they sell away their rights, they are no longer free. And you could say, well, oh no, those rights are inalienable. Okay, I don't believe that anything under free enterprise is inalienable, meaning that you can't sell it. The whole point of free enterprise is anything that is yours to sell. This is truly the case. Any deviation from this interpretation of free enterprise means that some things are not allowed. And my master calls, and so I'm going to make it short this time. But in the future, I'm planning to talk to you about these sort of taboo subjects of free enterprise and servitude and slavery on and off on this channel, while on the other channel, I give the people what they want. So goodbye for now, and I am now going to serve Bo his lunch.